All right, now we're going to bring it all together. You just watched the videos on creating a Scrum board. Now I'm going to take you through a full example of the entire process. And when I'm done with this, I want you to go in and create your own Scrum board. Follow the same steps and think of it as that you're starting this project from start to finish and you're the project manager. So first we're going to go and view all projects. And from here, I'm going to create a new project. We're going to go and create a Scrum project. That's great. We're going to use the template and we're going to use a team manage project. So what am I going to call this? I'm going to call this the Amazon clone. We're going to make a lot of money. We're going to clone the Amazon site and we are going to not have to work again. Create project. The first thing we're going to need to do is create some user stories or tasks. And to start that, you can hit create. It's much easier. You can't create tasks here or user stories. You got to go to the backlog. So click on backlog and let's go in, and it says create issue, but what we're going to do is create a user story. And the first user story that we are going to create is being able to take payment. And one of the things we need to do is take credit cards. And we also have to have a shopping cart. And we would need many, 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 many more user stories, but I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to go through the entire process. So now we have a couple user stories. The next item we want to do is create an epic. So we're going to go and hit create. We're under the right Amazon clone. We don't want to create a story. We want to create an epic. If you remember what the epic is, it has tasks or stories underneath it so you can summarize all these tasks into a bigger product. So we're going to go in and put this we're building the payment module. Hit create. Now we have our two issues that we want to put into this epic. So we can just drop and drag them over here. The next item is to look at your backlog and prioritize it. Let's see which one. We don't have a lot here. We only have 2 items in our backlog. Which one do we want to start with? We're going to put number 1 at the highest. Take credit cards. And if you remember, we're going to put in different numbers for the amount of time the user story is going to take. And then if you go in here, we didn't do this, but you can assign it to people. You can add it, change the parent. You can copy issue link. You could delete it here. You can add it to the top of the list. You can add it to the top of the backlog or move it to the bottom of the backlog. Some nice features on the side for you to take advantage of. Okay, so now we know what the backlog is. We looked at it. We prioritized it. The product owner is happy. Everyone's in alignment. We're going to start working on this. But what do we need to do before we start working on these user stories? We got to put them in a sprint. We're going to go up here and drop and drag these 2 stories into the sprint. We have them up here. Let's start the sprint. What are we going to call this sprint? We're going to call it Amazon payment sprint. Let's see all the different options. 1, 2, 3. This one's going to be quick. We're going to get this one done in 1 week. And the goal is a payment module. We got a great team. We're going to get this done real quick. We're in our sprint. We're going to go through for the next week. People are going to be in progress. Looks great. We're all working on it. We're working great as a team. Everything's moving really quickly, moving along. Finally, we're done. We have both of these and done. Remember, you can look at the insights here. You can see where you're at, the epic progress. But we're done with this, so we're going to complete the sprint. Remember this? It said complete Amazon payment. It gives you this, like, you're going to get a badge. Like, we did a great job. And we are going to go in and complete this sprint. Now you can see in our sprints, it's completed. And then we move in to creating some new user stories or issues in our backlog, prioritize them, and go through the same process over and over again. And that's the Scrum process. What you want to do is move quickly, being agile, getting different releases out the door, getting product to your customer instead of taking years and years to put together product requirements and then years and years to actually create the product. And by the time it's in production, you know what? It's not even viable anymore. That's why Scrum is so valuable.